So, I mean, that's always been a big inspiration for me to be able to write. And, you know, again, through with my health, it's hasn't been the easiest thing for me to actually sit down and do that. And even Stephen King, from what I've heard, with his car accident, he he it's hard for him to sit down and write because he still has that pain. So, but when I can, I like to get my ideas out on paper at least, so that I have them, so that I can go back to them and do that. And I also am trying to work on writing my life story, which the title, I'm going to have to do a few books because I want to be as detailed as possible from what I can remember throughout when I was a little kid. So being able to remember all that, I want to try to be as detailed as possible. But the book title, it's a long fucking story, or maybe I'll just put it's a long effing story, because I don't want it to be censored, because my story really does need to get out there for people to know what happened to me. I really want people to hear my story. I want to be able to get on my feet finally. I want to be able to inspire people, but I don't want to inspire people through my words only. I want to inspire people through what I do for them, so that they can do that as well. So we can all get together in this world, save this world, protect this world, and, create, a real peace. So, but I want people to really, I want to get my story out there for people to understand what I've been through, and people to know what I've been through. And, I believe telling your story about your life and what you've been through is very important for, some people might not understand why people are a certain way. And I'm not saying that trauma itself creates people to be a certain way, because sometimes, what I mean by that is some people say, well, if you're into sex, that means you were molested or raped. Well, that's not true. Sometimes you're just a sexual being. I am. I mean, I've been through that stuff, but that doesn't mean that's why I am the way I am. I believe sex is very good. I believe it's very important for people. I hate when people are traumatized and they can't enjoy that, because sex should be enjoyed. You should be able to experience everything, even if it's something you only try once. To experience all those things, it's, to me, I haven't done a lot of that, if anything. But what I have done, what I've seen, it's like things, I'm always like I said, I'm always into trying things at least once. So sex feels great. It's, when you're with somebody and you guys are perfect. I love this line from Trancers, making love is like the ethereal union of two lost souls. And that's me and my dream man. When we do that, it's like, wow. I mean, you think talking, seeing these persons post, seeing these, but really making love and feeling that inside a person, looking into each other's eyes, holding that person's arms, looking at them, feeling all that energy, to me, it's the greatest thing in the world. When you can have love, when you can have great sex with somebody that you love, to me, it's the greatest thing in the world. You know, I say I've never had sex with a man. I have had with boys, but not a man. And the only man that I'll have sex with is my dream man, of course. So, you know, I guess you can say in some ways I'm celibate in that, where I'm not gonna have, you know, I know who I am, I know what I deserve, and I'm not gonna settle. And that includes love. I'm not gonna settle for anything that I don't deserve. So, but you know, again, I get off on tangents, I'm sorry. But, you know, through that, and of course I want to do, when I'm doing stuff like this, you know, radio, podcast, you know, doing stuff like that, you know, little news YouTube thing, or I actually like to do something outside of YouTube, something for artists to have more freedom. I believe artists need to have more freedom to express themselves and not have a copyright claim struck on them for a little bitty clip of, you know, a song or a film or whatever, you know? This is stupid. I mean, come on. It's not like they're claiming that as their own. I mean, come on, you know? So, anyway. You know, there's that. I mean, you know, art's another thing. You know, art, web design. I've been doing websites past 10 years. And that's something I've enjoyed. And, you know, being sick, I didn't want to be somebody who didn't do anything. So I kept myself busy the best that I could, and the best that I could doing websites, because I wasn't great at it. I was okay. I wasn't great, good. I was okay. So, you know, that's something I'm trying to do again. So, you know, I really want to, you know, I never wanted to not do anything. You know, I tried my best with finding info, but, you know, with my health, people say, well, you know, you did all that. You didn't try to look for help for anything with your health. I did. I tried. It wasn't out there. You know, and when you're sick, it's, you know, I would try to do stuff, and it's, you know, when you're sick with I have a hormone disorder. So when you have that, your hormones make it hard for you to do anything. So it's a separate entity. It's like being possessed. You know, you hear about demon possession and all that. Well, that's what it's like. It's like being possessed. You have you, and then you have your hormones, which are like, you know, raging hormones, but not in a good way, in like this monster way, you know, this horrible being, and it's like, can you just fucking stop? You know, it's like, I would love to get all these fucking little bits of me that tortured me throughout all this stuff out of me, and it's like, now we're gonna have it out. Get a blackened beast, that's what all this stuff is. That's another shout out for you, Chris. Bang. So I feel like, I keep telling the person holding the gun, they're not shooting right, they're shooting blanks, but they never really listen to me. If only like in Fight Club I can, you know, I can shoot that part, the bad part, and I can finally be free. Fucking hate this nonsense. Hey. So, that's another thing I have. And people, well, throughout, you know, everything, people can say, well, that's too much to do. I'm 36, that's way too much. No, let me tell you something. I'm a very unique person, so it's not, you know, I really don't feel any older. because I haven't experienced life. That's one thing. Another thing is, with being as intelligent and as smart as I am, and yes, they are two separate things. I'll get to that at another time. But in doing the whole mind over matter thing, where you have a problem, but it's not. You're doing the best that you can with it, so you're not going to stress over it. If you take steps, okay, so like I said, you make a list and you say, this is the first thing I have to do, okay? Or this is my goal, great. This is the first thing I have to do. This is the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, is, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. And of course, throughout, for each one, you have to have the mini list on, okay, so these are the steps I have to get with that part. I'm that kind of person. And one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, DDP, he has great yoga. I have been trying it. With my health, it's not that easy. I try to find somebody to take me on and say, you're not a burden, are you kidding me? You're nothing. Sorry, that's my nerd laugh. Anyway. But, trying to find somebody who'll take me on. It's like, you have all this stuff you need to get done? That's nothing for me. Because I guess that's the kind of person I am. And, like I say, maybe it's, you can call it a running joke with me, but maybe once this guy comes in, be like, it won't be it could still be a running joke, but it'll be more of a, kind of like, a dig at him, no, not in a bad way, but in like, yeah. I never make fun of anybody, but I like to, sometimes you poke fun at your faults, and that's me. I'm, like my dad, you have to poke fun at yourself, because if you take yourself too seriously, you go insane. I'd rather be a big kid than a pain in the ass adult, Kind of like another thing I'm going to get to with this. I'd rather be a guy than a bitch that always complains about everything. Man, I have my activism, and then, I go up there, I fight, I do. But, then it's like, then I'm just, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to chill, and drink a beer, or Jim Beam and Pepsi. My dad drank that all the time. He might have had a theme, because, his name is Jim, or Big Jim. Obviously, his nickname was Tiny. Of course, being very tall, tiny, get it? So, he drank that all the time. So, I'd be that. I'd sit there and watch the fight, listen to some metal and curse every bad word in the fucking book, and talk about sex. Fuck, I'd rather be that than a nagging, complaining bitch. I mean, I can't do girls' nights. I can't, that's not my thing unless the girls were like me, but I'd rather do a guys' night where I go to the strip club and everything than, let's get our nails done and our hair done and go shopping. I'm sorry, that's really not me. I'm not into that. I don't like to, I'll put on makeup, I'll dress up, and of course, part of being whatever I want to do and doing whatever I want to do, yeah, but, I don't like to focus on, I don't like to do that. I'm not a person that has to, do so many routines when it comes to taking a shower, or cleaning my face, or, brushing my teeth, or, everything, doing, putting so many things of powder, spray, perfume. That's not me. I'd rather just put some clothes on and be that. I'm not a high maintenance person. I don't want to be. That's more of a pain in the ass than anything. So, but, not letting your age define you or tell you, or saying that's too much to do for anybody. Well, let me tell you something. There are 24 usable hours in every day.